Today's lesson is called Parrots, Masters of Mimicry. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're going to talk about birds, but more specifically, we're going to talk about parrots. Okay, parrots. Those are those colorful birds that are usually pretty smart, and they sometimes can talk, and they've got lots of colorful feathers.
Hi, everybody. My name is Roger, and today we'll be talking about parrots, the masters of mimicry.
Actually, I'm not Roger. I'm Jeff, and yeah, I am not a master of mimicry. There, I was trying to mimic Roger in the way that he talked. That's what mimicry is all about. You try to copy someone.
Well, I think you're actually trying to mock me there.
No, I
was
trying to mimic your nice, deep baritone voice,
but I just can't do it. Like I said before, I am not a master of mimicry. If you were a master of mimicry, you'd be able to copy someone's voice and maybe the way that they act perfectly. And people would say, wow, I can't tell the difference between that person and the real person. So yes, that would be a master of mimicry. That's what they would be able to do. By the way, mimicry is the noun. I believe mimic is the verb. If you mimic someone, you kind of copy the way they speak, their gestures, so on and so forth. But yes, I am not a master of mimicry. I am not a parrot. I can't even mimic a parrot, although parrots do kind of sound like that. Anyways, folks, all jokes aside, let's go ahead and get started with our lesson on parrots. It's going to be filled with fun facts.
Parrots, masters of mimicry. In fiction, you'll find them cackling on the shoulders of pirates. In real life, you might see them climbing trees in the jungles of tropical and subtropical regions, or chattering from a perch in someone's home. We're talking, of course, about the parrot, a bird famous for its ability to mimic all kinds of sounds. With more than 350 types of parrot in the world, they're a very diverse group, but they all have two things in common: powerful curved beaks and yoke-toed feet.
大家好，第一部分我们看到的单字是 cackle， 这个字是动词，指鸡、鹅等咯咯叫。例如 We heard geese cackle in the pond of the park. 我们在公园听到池塘里的鹅咯咯叫。另外 cackle 除了上面的意思外，也可以指人咯咯的笑声。我们可以说 There were a few cackles from the audience when the clown appeared on the stage. 当小丑出场时，观众发出一些咯咯笑声。接着我们看到一个单字 perch， 课文中为名词，指鸟类栖息处、栖木。像是 Be careful, pigeons use that sign above you as a perch. 小心，鸽子会在你上方的标志栖息。再来，我们看到动词 mimic， 指模仿、仿效。动词的三态是 mimic, mimicked, mimicked, M-I-M-I-C-K-E-D. 举例来说 In order to protect themselves, some chameleons can mimic the colors of their surroundings. 为了保护自己，有些变色龙可以变得跟环境的颜色一样。另外，在 mimic 的字尾加上 ry， 可以成为它的名词 mimicry. 我们可以说The perfect mimicry of Tim imitating the principal made his classmates burst into laughter. Tim 对校长惟妙惟肖的模仿，让他的同学们放声大笑。接下来我们看到一个单字 diverse， 这个字是形容词，指各式各样的、多变化的、不同的。像是 New York is one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world. 纽约是世界上文化最多元的城市之一。另外，补充 diverse 的名词 diversity, D-I-V-E-R-S-I-T-Y, 有多元性、多样性的意思。所以我们可以说 Rainforests are known for having impressive diversity in plants and animals. 众所皆知， 雨林有丰富的动植物多样性。
Okay, so let's talk about parrots here. They are masters of mimicry. I guess you could also say they are master mimics, like the lyrebird in Australia. But here in the first paragraph, it begins by saying, in fiction, you'll find them cackling on the shoulders of pirates. Okay, so in fiction, of course, that means when you read a novel, which is a story that's basically made up, like a Treasure Island or something like that, you'll find pirates in those stories. A pirate, of course, is somebody who sails on a ship and tries to rob treasure from other people and stuff like that. They might have a patch over their eye, and they'll go, "Hey, matey, hoist that scurvy dog from the yard arm, shiver me timbers," etc. And they also might have a parrot on their shoulder.
By the way,
yeah,
great job mimicking a pirate there. For a second, I thought that a pirate was here in the studio. I was shaking in my boots. Boy, was I ever scared, because for the most part, pirates are vicious, cruel people. They're kind of like evil sailors. Ah, yes, a pirate is a person who attacks and robs boats and ships at sea. For example, Blackbeard was a pirate active in the early 1700s. Yes, Blackbeard was a very famous pirate, but again, not a very nice guy, a very bad guy. That being said, there is a very famous pirate, good guy, who is very famous in Great Britain. Yes, Sir Francis Drake was a pirate, and he did a lot of good things for the English, okay? He did bad things to the Spanish. The Spanish hated that guy, but Sir Francis Drake became Sir Francis because he was a pirate who did good stuff for the British. How about that? I believe that Queen Elizabeth was a big fan of Sir Francis Drake, that vicious pirate who was only vicious to other people and not the English. Anyways, though, here let's go ahead and talk about the word fiction a little bit more. When we're talking about fiction, we're talking about something that has been made up or just invented by people. Yes, if you're talking about fiction, you're talking about made-up stuff, and not stuff that is true to fact or which exists in actual reality. Like Roger said before, novels are usually works of fiction, though there are some historical novels, let's say, that might weave fact and fiction together. So the story might not be entirely true, but aspects of it might be factually correct.
That's right. So yes, you might see parrots on the shoulders of pirates in fiction, and you might hear them cackling on those shoulders of pirates. Cackling means they kind of make those obnoxious sounds. Like my mother, when she laughed, it was kind of like a cackle of laughter. I used to hate to hear her laughing. But in any case here, yes, sometimes those parrots will cackle. And in real life, though, you might see them climbing trees in the jungles of tropical and subtropical regions, or chattering from a perch in someone's home. So, yes, in reality, you won't see them on the shoulders of pirates. You'll see them in jungles, in tropical areas, or in subtropical regions, like here in Taiwan. Taiwan is more of a subtropical place than a tropical place like Indonesia is. Or they might be chattering from a perch. Chattering means just kind of talking away, like young girls, or young boys for that matter. Sometimes they just can't stop talking. They just chatter, 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 and you just can't get a word in edgewise.
Yes, chattering, okay? To chatter, let's say, is to make chatter, okay? Yes, chattering here is being used as a verb, but chatter is also those sounds that Roger was just talking about. Yeah, that word chatter can be used as a noun as well. Yes, if you chatter, by the way, you make chatter, you make a set or a series of high-pitched sounds. And yes, Roger talked about young children chattering, but usually when we use this word chattering, we're talking about birds, let's say, or other small animals. For example, you could say, I couldn't fall asleep due to the chattering of the birds outside of my bedroom window. They just wouldn't stop chattering.
Just like parrots, if they're sitting on a perch in someone's home, they might be chattering away, saying things that they've heard, and they're repeating things, being a mimic. Okay, so yes, the perch, of course, is where the bird sits. It's sometimes a little piece of wood or something, and you could also use that as a verb. The bird perched on the branch, for example. But in this particular case, perch is a noun where that bird just kind of sits. And, well, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking, of course, about the parrot, a bird famous for its ability to mimic all kinds of sounds. We've talked enough about this word mimic here. That just means to copy what someone says or to copy the sounds. And with more than 350 types of parrots in the world, they're a very diverse group. But they all have two things in common: powerful curved beaks and yoke-toed feet. Those are very interesting features here. Let's first talk about the word diverse here. You could also pronounce that as diverse. I say diverse myself. I think people in Canada or in England say diverse.
Diverse, yes.
Is that what you say? Yeah, I say diverse myself. That just means you have all sorts of different kinds of things together. Like there's a lot of diversity in cities like Toronto or New York.
There you go. Diversity would be the noun, okay? Diverse is the adjective. Yes, diverse is the adjectival form of the noun diversity or diversity. Yes, the word diverse describes a situation where there's a lot of variety, okay? Yeah, the word diverse describes something that is varied. For example, you could say, the company announced a plan to make its workplaces more diverse.
Right, so they're going to hire more women and minorities, for example. So in this particular case, though, there are lots of different kinds of parrots in the world. It's a very diverse group. And these are some of the features here. They have curved beaks. A beak, of course, is a bird nose that's hard. So that's what a beak is, and in this particular case, they are curved. Lots of birds have straight beaks that stick straight out, or they're wide or something like that. But in this particular case, they are curved, usually downwards.
There you go. It's a curved beak, and yeah, the beak there, it's kind of like a combination nose and mouth on a bird. Yeah, when we're talking about a beak, we're kind of talking about a bird's mouth. It's kind of the hard outside or exterior part of a bird's mouth. And here we're saying that parrots have powerful curved beaks, i.e. it's hard and it can do a lot of stuff. Maybe you could put a nut in that parrot's mouth, in the beak there, and then the beak could crush that nut because, yes, the beaks of parrots are quite powerful. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Parrots' beaks help them crack the nuts and seeds that form a big part of their diet. The beaks might look small, but they're capable of exerting incredible force. In fact, a macaw can bite down almost as hard as a large dog. As for their feet, most parrots can use their toes to handle objects nearly as well as humans do with their fingers. Parrots even tend to favor a specific foot, like we prefer a certain hand.
第二部分，我们看到动词 exert 有运用、行使力气、能力等之意。例如 Ted exerted considerable effort to lift the box over his head. Ted 费尽力气把箱子高举在头上。而 exert 除了上面的意思外，还可以指发挥影响力。我们可以说 Having more than 100,000 followers on Instagram,Jimmy exerts his influence to make more people join the charity work. 拥有超过10万个 IG 追踪者 ，Jimmy 发挥他的影响力，让更多人参加这个慈善活动。最后，我们看到单字 incredible， 这个字是形容词，用来指令人难以置信、极好的。举例来说 ，The story that Kate told me seemed too incredible to be true.Kate 告诉我那个故事太让人难以置信了。又或者说 The artworks that the gallery displays are incredible. 这间画廊内展示的艺术品令人难以置信。
Okay, let's talk some more about parrots. Of course, we said that they are quite diverse. There are lots of different kinds of parrots. They have curved beaks and they've got those yoke-toed feet, which I think means they can point 1 or 2 toes forward and 1 or more backwards. So in any case, let's talk about those beaks again. Parrots' beaks help them crack the nuts and seeds that form a big part of their diet. So they eat lots of nuts and seeds, but in order to eat them, they've got to crack them open, so they use their beaks. The beaks help them crack those nuts open because those nuts and seeds are a major part of all the things they eat.
And lucky for them, they do have these powerful beaks, so yes, they can crack these nuts themselves. How about that? Anyways, now these beaks, yes, they can crack nuts and seeds, no problem, but that's not all, okay? Get this, the beaks might look small, but they're capable of exerting incredible force.
Right, they can provide or apply lots of force here if they need to. In fact, a macaw can bite down almost as hard as a large dog. Macaws are a species of parrot. There are red ones and blue ones, I think. They're quite large, and I believe they come from South America. And here we've got the phrase to bite down. That means you basically bite something with a lot of force in order to break something open or to hurt somebody, whatever the case may be. And as for their feet, most parrots can use their toes to handle objects nearly as well as humans do with their fingers. So as for, in regard to, when talking about their feet, they can use the toes of their feet to handle objects just like we do with our fingers. Boy, I bet there's some parrots out there somewhere that can handle a smartphone just like people do.
There you go, Roger. I saw you writing earlier. Are you right-handed?
I am indeed.
So you use your right hand for most things. You favor that hand. I'm right-handed as well. My daughter is actually left-handed. She favors her left hand. How about that? And get this, parrots, they aren't handed, so to speak. After all, they do have wings. They don't have hands, but they are footed. Yes, some parrots apparently are right-footed. Some parrots are left-footed. What does that mean? It means that they prefer a certain foot. They'll use this foot more often than the other foot. Yeah, parrots even tend to favor a specific foot, just like we prefer a certain hand. How about that? All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up part 1 of our article on parrots.
Also like humans, parrots are social creatures. They often mate for life and develop close connections to several other parrots in the flock. According to one study, complex social interactions may be the reason for parrots' large brains relative to the size of their bodies.
Let's continue talking about parrots, everybody. Here comes the final paragraph for today. It says, also like humans, parrots are social creatures. So just like humans, just like people, parrots are social creatures. If you're social, that means you like to hang out with other people. Or as in the case of parrots, you like to hang out with other parrots. You aren't a loner. You don't like to be by yourself. You like to have company.
There you go. Like humans, parrots are social creatures. And get this, they often mate for life and develop close connections to several other parrots in the flock. Remember, a flock, that's going to be a group of birds, okay? This word can refer to other groups of animals, like a flock of sheep, but in this particular situation, when we're talking about a flock of parrots, we're talking about a group of birds that kind of live together in a loose association, not unlike a family, okay? They're not exactly a family, but close to it, a close-knit group of parrots. And get this, these parrots, they often mate for life, i.e., they get married, let's say, and they stay together as a couple, and they also have friends. They have friendships, I should say, that last for a long time. Yeah, parrots develop close connections to several other parrots in their flock.
So they have social groups, they get together and they chat, and they're loyal to their friends. They don't betray them. They don't stab them in the back. Now, according to one study, complex social interactions may be the reason for parrots' large brains relative to the size of their bodies. So we've got one study that has been completed by some educational institution somewhere, or some research, you could also say. So according to this study, complex social interactions may be why they have these large brains compared to the size of their bodies. And sometimes that's how we tell if an animal or a bird is smart. It's just based on how big its brain is compared to the rest of its body. I think like the California quail or something is considered one of the stupidest birds in the world because it has a big body and a small brain.
There you go. It's got bird brains. It's not a very smart bird. That being said, parrots are on the opposite end of the spectrum. Parrots are very smart. They've got really big brains, and apparently complex social interactions might be the reason that they do have such a large brain. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the word interaction here, okay? When we're talking about interaction, like social interaction, we're talking about active communication between two or more people or things like parrots, let's say. And yes, an interaction is an instance of interacting with another person, let's say. Anyways, here's a good example sentence. What? You still haven't had a single interaction with your new roommate? My mom actually asked me this very question when I moved to college. I had a roommate who was never really around, and they weren't very sociable. So they might come in late at night, not say a word at all, and go right to bed. For the first couple of weeks, I didn't get to talk to my roommate at all. We didn't have a single interaction for the first few weeks of college.
That's right. So those parrots have lots of social interactions with other parrots, and that may explain why their brains are big compared to the size of their bodies. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Let's listen now to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天文法重点。课文第一部分提到世界上有超过350种鹦鹉，他说它们是非常多样的群体，不过它们全部都有两个共同之处。那句子里面用到 in common 就表示共同， have two things in common 表示有两个共同之处。那我们其实也常常用 have something in common 表示有共同之处， have nothing in common 没有共通之处， have a lot in common 或是 have much in common 来表达有许多共同之处。举例来说， Her sister and I have something in common.We both love baking. 我跟她姐姐有一个共同之处，就是我们两个都爱烘焙。好，接着读到课文最后一句，他说 According to one study, complex social interactions may be the reason for parrots' large brains relative to the size of their bodies. 根据项研究，复杂的社交互动可能是鹦鹉拥有相对身体来说大脑很大的原因。好，那这边有几个文法重点。首先我们来学 according to 的不同用法。第一种是表达根据什么什么所说，按照什么什么所记载。例如According to the police, the girl was killed by her best friend. 根据警方说法，那个女孩是被她的闺蜜杀害的。好，那这边要提醒同学们，当我们用 according to somebody 就是表达根据某人的说法，根据某人的看法，可是你不能说 according to me，用来表达说依我看来怎么样，我的话是不能拿来当做根据的，所以你要表达自己的看法是要说 in my opinion 会比较好，像是 in my opinion the book is better than the movie， 就我看来啊，书比电影好看。好，第二个用法呢是用 according to 来表达依照什么什么的指示，那后面通常是接规则或是说明，像是 He put the toy together according to the directions on the box， 他依照盒子上的说明把这个玩具组装起来。好，那第三种是表达取决于什么，根据什么而定，那这时候 according to 的意思就相当于 depending on， 例如 These tools are classified according to their functions. 这些工具的分类是取决于它们的功能。好，另外课文里面还用到一个形容词叫 complex 它是形容复杂的，它当名词则是念作 complex， 可以用来指错综复杂的组合或者是复合体。那我们就顺便来学 complex 这个字的字根。好 ，plex 这个部分它有折叠、重叠、交错的意思，像在 complex 这个单字当中 ，plex 它表示交错。那么字首 com 表示一起，同学们就可以试着联想啦，把很多不同的事物交错在一起，就会显得很复杂，所以 complex 可以用来表达错综复杂的组合。那么当形容词 complex 就是形容复杂的。好，顺便补充一下，有一个动词叫 perplex， P-E-R-P-L-E-X， 其中这个 P-L-E-X 表示交叠。那字首 P-E-R 它有完全的意思，同学们就可以试着联想啊，当你所有的思绪完全交叠在一起、缠绕在一起的时候，你就会感到很困惑。所以 perplex 它是指说使什么困惑、使什么费解。如果你在后面再加上名词字尾 ity 变成名词 perplexity， 那就可以表达困惑或是迷惘。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Fiction.In addition to writing fiction, the author also writes for a local newspaper. Pirate. No one knows exactly what happened to the famous female pirate Anne Bonny after she was put in prison. Chatter. Monkeys chattered in the trees above me as I walked down the trail. Perch. Instead of keeping her parrot in a cage at night, Ella trained the bird to sleep on a perch. Mimic.Jordan mimicked the TV show character and made everyone laugh. Diverse. This music appeals to a surprisingly diverse group of people. Beak. Many birds that live near the ocean use their beaks to catch fish. Interaction. At the meeting, we'll discuss ways to improve our interactions with customers.
Okay, everyone. With that,Today's article is now complete, but as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.